You know it's going to be a great day when your morning starts like this. These treats were in the lounge this morning, so these are homemade. A colleague and her mother make them every year. It's a huge variety, and these were supplied by a friend of the work, so much appreciated. Hello, my YouTube friends. It is the 16th of December, 16th day of Vlogmas, and I'm Tiffany, your hostess for this little adventure that we're on together. Back to the craft slash bedroom, but I've got a little bit of a more interesting backdrop behind me. You'll notice there's a giant hole in this quilt. That's because it's a tree skirt. I'm not using it for my tree this year because I don't have a tree, so I pulled it out. This is one of my favorite makes ever. I made it in 2006. It was the very first quilt that I ever made because it is in fact quilted. It is fusible applique. It is a little bit of embroidery. It was a foray into binding. It was all the things. For my birthday, which is in September, I got a few quilt supplies. I think I had mentioned to my sister-in-law that I would really like to learn how to quilt. She went to, I think Walmart or something like that and got me like a little booklet that came with a excuse me, came with a ruler and maybe a mat or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't really remember, but so that's kind of how it got started. And I thought, well, this is great, but I don't know what to do with these things. So I reached out to the local quilt shop, Material Girls Quilt Boutique, because I talked about them yesterday and the day before. And I got hooked up with a class. So they were offering this class that sounded interesting. It was within my price range. It was within my time frame. It was, I think, 2 separate classes that it took to complete it, if I remember correctly. It began my love affair with Nancy Halverson, who is not only a quilt designer, but she's also a fabric designer. She designed all of these quilts. She designs for Benartex, I think. And I think that's the way you say it. But regardless, this is the Peppermint and Hollyberries line of fabrics. I guess that was from 2006. And it was also, the pattern was taken from a book of the same name. She designs under Art to Heart is her, I think that's right. That's her brand. Yes, Art to Heart. This is the Holly Jolly Tree Skirt out of that book. So, I love it. It's just so fun. It's a shame that it's got a giant hole in it because I would, fully use it as a regular quilt. It's just my favorite. And even though I don't use it for the tree most years, I still do pull it out. And also, there was a panel that was designed along with the same fabric line. Excuse me, that a panel of stockings. So I made those that year as well. I think it was that year. It might have been the following year, but anyway, I bought the panel and I made the stockings. And then all these years later, my son, who is now engaged to his then girlfriend, I wanted to make her one also. Excuse me. Maryland mug today. It's got all the good things from my beloved state. So anyway, soon to be daughter-in-law, now a member of the family, and so I made her one last year. It took me several weeks to track down, to source the materials, but I was able to even find the original fabric for the binding. So I was able to buy a panel, and so now not only do I have a panel for her, but, maybe one day future grandchildren or, something. But okay, let me take a sip of this so I'll stop all this nonsense coughing. Hopefully, anyway, that's the plan. So Anyway, all that to say, it's great. Now, it is with the cost of the materials, cost of the class. The quilt shop did offer a discount when you bought the supplies there that were for a class. They did offer, I think it was a 10% discount. So even with that, all told, I think I have something like $180 invested in this. It's like tree skirt. I don't even remember the dimensions of it, but it's not, you know, it's not that big. It's a square. It's, I don't know, maybe 30 inches square or so. Something like that. Whatever. It's worth it to me. I love it. Okay, that's probably all I wanted to say about that. But I did go into Material Girl's website a few minutes ago because I was trying to find out exactly how long it had been, but I'm pretty sure it was 2006. I remember that because my dad passed away in January of that year, and this was later that year. I want to say it was like October or something like that. It was something well in advance of Christmas that year. So anyway, I was on their website, and I found out that they sell their samples from the previous year. So on their website, they have this entire list, including pictures, of their samples from 2018 that are for sale. So I hadn't decided what I wanted for Christmas yet for my husband. He said he was just going to give me money. As I told him, I buy gifts for myself all throughout the year. I'm very good at doing that. I've always have been because I feel like I'm worth it for sure. Anyway, I hadn't decided what I wanted to do with that money. I plan on traveling quite a bit next year, so I was just going to set it aside. But maybe I will buy myself a quilt with it because I don't have a quilt that's been, you know, professionally quilted and made by people who do this for a living. And I found two that are possibilities. So I'll give that a good think and see how I feel about it. So, that is that. My knitwear today is the same one that I wore, I don't know, 5 days ago or something like that. It's the Adama cowl out of Unwind Yarn Company's Touring DK in the mulled wine colorway. I worked today. Everybody around the building is festive and in a, you know, a good mood and all that good stuff. So I thought that this was a good combination of my gray sweater and my nice pretty red cowl. And then my cute little pin. It says no peeking. I think when I was working as a hairdresser, I believe this was a gift from a client one year. So I pulled out all my pins and laid them on my jewelry box this morning so that I'm all lined up for the week ahead to wear all kind, you know, a different pin every day. Excuse me. Sorry. I even have a really cool kitschy crocheted, I'm pretty sure it's crocheted, Santa Claus one. I just got to find the right shirt because it's pretty big. I bought it on Etsy last year or the year before. So it's pretty, you know, retro-tastic. At least from my childhood. So, Christmas. You will have seen yesterday that I did finish the ornament, but I wanted to show it since I put a hanger on it. It turned out really nice for my first go. So, I'm going to, when I stop recording here, I have printed out a template for the cookie, or for the recipe, because the swap was to include some kind of handmade ornament and a recipe for some kind of cookie, or a dessert rather, that you could serve. A recipe for a dessert that you could serve around this time of year. I've chosen a molasses cookie. A spice cookie. I think it's just a spice cookie. It's got molasses in it. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I worked today? So that is that. I'm pretty excited with how it came out, and I did cut out a second one. If I was pleased with the way this one went. Now, this was 6 inches square to begin with. I might I might play with it and see if I can scale it down a little bit. I mean, this doesn't seem like it's, you know, too crazy big or anything, but I like things in miniature, so I wanted to to play around with that. But I've got time. I don't need to take away any more time from what I need to be doing in order to fool around with that. So speaking of things I need to be doing, I was able to get a little more done on this today. This marker here tells me that from this marker I have 4 more inches until I start decreasing for the underarm and the slope up the shoulder. So, or for each side, I guess, up towards the shoulder. So there's that. It remains to be seen whether or not it will be finished in time. I've got, I have to stay late tomorrow night after work because there's a charity event going on that many of us in the building will be participating in. So just fair warning, tomorrow's video will probably be short and sweet. If I can manage it, I might even record it throughout the day or something like that, so that as soon as I get home I can upload it, because I don't know how much time there will be before bedtime tomorrow. I think that's probably pretty much about it that I can think of for now. I would like to, I noticed, here's a sure thing to be sure that I don't accomplish what I say I'm going to, and that is to speak it into existence and say that I'm going to do it, because I didn't get anything wrapped last night. I barely got this ornament made. I swear, it didn't even, I don't know. I'm just the world's slowest at anything I do, I guess. So, anyway, let's just say I'll do whatever, whenever it's time to do it. So, I'm not going to make any promises or plans. I'm not a good plan person. I don't really do that well with goals. I'm too compartmentalized minded to make future plans. I can only live in the here and the now, really. Even when I'm excited about things to come, I have to maintain a certain level of calm, because it's not time for that yet. It's only the time for right here and now. So, there's a little bit of trivia about me today. Let's go ahead and open this mini. This is day 16, and I will open her up and see what's inside. This is so pretty. Is this depths? No, it's drifts. This, of course it's not depths. Depths is dark. I have seen this one on, I think I'm thinking of this one. I've seen it dyed on fiber before, and it's one that I've always loved. Dana has on her website a list of all of her repeatable colorways, A through Z, with pictures, and this is one that I've always looked at and wondered just why in the heck I don't have. So this is beautiful, and it's definitely one that needed to be included in a Christmas time Advent, set. Oh, it's so pretty. She's just so dang talented. So, yay! Okay, so before I get going again with this ridiculous coughing, one of these days I'll kick this cold. I will say I'm just thankful to not feel bad. I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but at least I don't feel bad. So I found a really fun, I still haven't watched Christmas Vacation. See, I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say it anymore. It'll just happen when it happens. But I did find a fun fact relating to the movie. So, Cousin Eddie is based on a real guy. Randy Quaid borrowed many of Cousin Eddie's mannerisms from a guy he knew growing up in Texas. Most notably, his tendency towards tongue clicking. But Eddie's sweater/dickie combo, that was an idea from Randy Quaid's wife. So it was brilliant. Can you imagine Cousin Eddie without his, glorious dickie and sweater? I can't. So I guess that'll be all today.